Hey, I just got off of work, finally got home, got a message on my phone that my Holy Diver pre-order has finally showed up from Retrobit. I did a pre-order through Castlemania Games for the Retrobit, I don't know if you want to call it a reissue of Holy Diver or the official US release of Holy Diver. It's gone through a couple of delays. Now, I'll be kind of honest with you, I was a little irritated about that. The last company I'd done pre-orders through was Hyperkin, and that was for the Retron 5, and that got delayed like a year and a half. So I'm really kind of irritated about that there's so many delays that are going on with stuff like this when it comes to companies like Retrobit or Hyperkin. But anyway, I'm supposed to have the game inside. I did do the special edition pre-order, so I should have a white cartridge. Hopefully I do. But we'll head inside and we will take a look and see what I got. Alright, so I finally have in my possession Holy Diver Collector's Edition. They've got some, nice black printing here. I've already taken off the cellophane. I'm not gonna lie, I already opened this up so I could take pictures for Instagram, so go check out my Instagram if you wanted to get an early look at this. But this is the general box for it. You can see it's got Holy Diver and a different kind of slick print there. So this would be the hard box they said that you were going to get. This was just what was in the mailer, in the mailbox, in the actual cardboard box, so it's nothing too special here. Now this was just floating around inside the box itself, this was, I would guess, would be the special one that you'd want to have in the box with this, but this would be the Certificate of Authenticity for Holy Diver Collector's Edition to 11 out of 1000. This is the limited production one, so this should be the white cartridge, which is supposed to be the limited edition one. But what's sort of funny is that that's the first 1000s club, so I guess I was 211th of 1000, and then I have another collector's edition. Here is the game itself. We'll look at this last, but we'll take a look at the box. So they did do a Nintendo style box with it. It of course isn't going to have the Nintendo seal of approval because that's not really a thing for old games now. But it's a nice box. It does remind me a lot of the old NES boxes. The artwork is pretty decent on it. It does have full color, 6 pictures from the game. It does look really nice. So it is cool to have the box. You do have the irem logo on there, which is nice to have. But yeah, ultimately this is the game. This is the whole reason why you're doing this, is for this game. We're going to set this off to the side for right now. We're going to take a look at the other things, because this is also what's in the box. So we have the Holy Grail. And it says, take it easy, start plus A and B. I'm assuming that's if you're not familiar with Holy Diver, it's one of those really unforgiving games. So I'm assuming that that's either something that they put in the game to make it easier, or the game's always had that code, start plus A and B, to make the game a little bit easier. So this Holy Grail bit here, let's take this off. This is just a piece of cardboard. We've got a Holy Diver envelope. I think there's some prints and some stickers in here. We have a Holy Diver notebook. We'll take a look at that here. This is something I'm really, it's nice to have, but it's one of those things like, what are you going to do? If you write in it, then it's not really, super cool to write in it. But look at the, sit up here, the print on here is super fine, or the ruling is super fine, which I really like. I might actually make use of this, because outside of this, I don't know how many people are going to be into writing in this book. But I like to take notes for videos, so that'll be good, so I'll use it for that. Maybe one day I'll find a bunch of these at a thrift store or something. That'll be cool. I'm not trying to downplay how cool it is to have something like that, but it's one of those things, like, I just don't think that people are going to, you know, you're not going to use it because you don't want to write in it. As I flatten that out. That's okay. We'll flatten that out. So let's take a look at the Holy Diver envelope here. Power-ups. Holy Diver. There we go. There are some prints. They look like big playing cards. We have him facing off against a thing there. Our main character, I don't remember what his name. I think it's Zach. I think it's the Zach Wild dude. And I like this one. That's pretty cool. But these are just really flimsy, cheap cardboard. So, I don't know if I would say it's worth having it for these, but it's you know, kind of neat to have. They were really, you know, pushing these prints along with the stickers. And here are the stickers. Now these stickers look like they're pretty good quality. Here we have out of the game. There's our main character shooting fireballs. Smaller version of that one. And I guess this is going to be our main bad guy there. And then this is just a little minion that shows up at the beginning of the game. This dude right here. I don't know the names of everything, so I just have to live with my ignorance. And then we have some Holy Diver, you know, branding there. I do like that. That's kind of cool. And the sticker quality, you know what, is not fantastic. It's not fantastic. So, with today's stickers, I don't know if this will catch it. If I get real close to it, I don't think it'll focus enough. Anyway, I don't know. The printing is just not that great. You can see little white marks, and it looks like it's been printed on somebody else's printer at home. I mean, other than that these have been cut to the shape of the stickers, if you were to just see this, you would have assumed that somebody had just printed this off of their printer at home. It's not fantastic quality. So, maybe the printer was running out of ink, but it doesn't look that fantastic to me. But stickers aren't really my thing. That's not why I got this. I got this for the game, but there's all this extra stuff. So we have a bit of tissue paper here. I'm going to move these off to the side. And these are the other things that I was really excited about. It's Randy. It's not Zach. It's Randy. It's named after Randy Rhoads. So we have the fig pin, and then we have the Holy Diver insignia pin. So here's the insignia pin. I will be putting this on my bag. Quality wise, I think it looks okay. I think it looks alright. It's got 2 pins in the back. And it is cool that it does say Holy Diver on it. The fig pin, before I go and open this, the fig pin is quite big. This is maybe 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches tall. I mean, there's my finger, there's the pin. You can see this is a decent sized fig pin. Open this up. Got the card in the back. Oh, okay. So it's got this odd back to it. But that's the fig pin. And I don't know, it doesn't feel the same type of thing that enamel pins have, but it is pretty cool to have. Let's see if this base has a different... Nope, there's nothing else. Nope, there's nothing in there. Okay, so this is really just designed for a display piece. which is fine. I'm not completely against that, because this isn't really a usable back. I collect, you know, these types of pens, so I have tons of backs that would fit this. But this is such an odd shaped back for it, especially with having that tail. It's not going to lay flat against anything. So yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep this one as sort of a collector's piece. I'll add the Holy Diver pin to my bag, which will be cool. But yeah, this is just a little collector's piece. So here's another look at the packaging, and you know, 8-bit game cartridge for NES. That's really cool to look at. That's pretty cool. So let's open this up. We got this little bit of plastic here. Oh, and I revealed the game ahead of time. So this is that little bit of plastic. This is like that you know, piece of foam that are in NES cartridges to keep the games in there. And the reveal had already been ruined, but here is the game cartridge. I did get the white version, and there's something else in here. There's two things in here. We have an NES style dust cover, which the quality of this one's pretty decent. I've got some I guess you could call them replicas that kind of come together at the bottom, so there's usually a seam here, but this one has the seam off to the side. But that's cool. It's cool to have this, and it's pretty thick. It's nice and thick, which you don't always get. And then the instruction manual, which I'll admit is pretty impressive. The instruction manual is in full color. Now, of course, they've got their own controller on there. I actually have that controller. I do like it. Don't remember what it's called though. But this gives you the magic spells. You have the Blizzard, the Breaker, the Overdrive, Thunder, Twin Fire. It gives you the one-up items. This is all in color. It's all really fantastically done. The print quality is excellent on it. Just to give you guys a view. The Black Slayer. There it is in, I'm assuming, Japanese. Does it give you the story? The introduction. No, it doesn't give you the full story. There's, I guess in the original instruction manual it gave you the... Oh, no, it does. It talks about King Crimson. And, Randy and Zach go into hiding. Yeah, so it's there. Ozzy's unfortunate passing. Yeah, very cool. So this has got the game story. This has got that story. The whole reason, you know, it's Holy Diver. Obviously, people are thinking Holy Diver from the Dio. So, but yeah, the instruction manual is really nice, and it's been a long time since I've seen an instruction manual like this. You don't get this in video games period anymore. In fact, I think the last set of games that I've gotten were digital, so there's no instruction manual. Alright, so this is the white you know, limited edition cartridge. So the cartridge quality, because I've got some other cartridges that, and usually they cave in. The cheaper ones cave in. This is pretty nice. It looks like your standard NES controller. It's a little dusty, a little dirty in areas. So let's talk about, so the quality of it is good. So let's talk about the stickers a little bit. So the sticker in front here looks fine. It's not very, like, it's there, it's pretty decent, but this looks like it could have been a bootleg job very easily. But that's kind of the quality that I expect out of Retrobit or a company like Hyperkin that would be putting these things together. So it is a little off, but it's not by much, so that doesn't bother me. you know what, the sticker does come up on the edge a little bit down here. So eventually the sticker could come off. So that's a little obnoxious. In the back, which I think is really cool, it's got, you know, the Retrobit thing, and there we have Randy standing there. And again, the sticker is mostly on, but you can feel it rising up right to the bump, so it's a little annoying that they didn't quite get the machining to cut these exactly where they need to be at, but it's cool. And they've actually got the security bits that you'd have to use a bit driver to get to, so I think that's kind of neat. I'm not going to open this up and look at the card itself, look at the board itself, but this is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I needed the white version, but I wanted to get on this as early as possible, so I do have it. So overall, the big question with this is, do I think this whole package was worth $60? Yeah, and I could see where if you were a collector, that this would be a full package that you could really enjoy. I have a video game collection because I play video games. So I would have liked to have seen maybe just the game package for $30, and I would have been a happy dude with that. But I did want to get on Holy Diver because this is a game that I have been trying to get my hands on for 6 or 7 years, ever since I had heard about it, but I couldn't find legit copies, or I even tried to order a bootleg copy that never showed up. So those are so when I heard that this was going to become sort of officially released, you know, irem approved, done by Retrobit, I was excited about it. So that was the first thing I did. I was like, man, as soon as the pre-orders hit, I'm going to go order this. So I did. Now, there are some things that I talked about when I was in the car with you guys, and one of them was that the delays. And this is something that I'm getting more and more frustrated with companies like Retrobit and Hyperkin. They have a tendency to announce stuff or put out pre-orders, I think, before they're really ready to do it. And they took pre-orders for this, and the release date, I think they ended up moving it back 2 months. So I think initially I ended up waiting, three-ish, 4-ish months for this to get released. And I got real nervous for a little while because I didn't hear anything that, you know, whether these companies whether they'd gotten the manufacturer point, where they were at with this. So, Retrobit, guys, don't do that to your customers. Because I ordered this through Castlemania Games. It was my first time dealing with them. I don't think it was Castlemania's problem to deal with, but you know, it didn't really put a good taste in my mouth as far as dealing with two different companies. Last time I had talked about ordering from Hyperkin was the Retron 5. I think that got delayed almost like a year and a half. So companies, so Retrobit, particularly Retrobit, I like your products, man. I do. I like your products. Release it on time. Don't take pre-orders unless you guys are ready to go into production right away. I know that there's sometimes these pieces can be hard to find. Maybe it's about finding, you know, someplace in China to manufacture them. I don't know what the problem is with these companies, but this actually really irritated me about this. Now, I like the game. I've played it. I'm glad I've got the limited edition, special edition, collector's edition Holy Diver. It's cool to have. But Hyperkin, Retrobit, I think there was even an issue with Retro Fighters. I also, when I was looking into this, why there was such a delay, you know, I went to Castlemania Games. They're sort of my point of contact. But there was an issue with the Retro Fighters controllers, the new N64 controllers that they were having. So if you're going to be one of these companies that release these, and you're going to take pre-orders, make sure that you're ready to hit production line right off the bat, because making your customers wait like we have is really annoying and really obnoxious, and I hate to be that guy, and I don't want to end the video on this because I do enjoy the game. and I'll talk about the game a little bit. But yeah, you guys got to straighten up a little bit. The wait for this was obnoxious, and I don't think it was a good way to treat the customers. So get your pre-order stuff straight, and you might want to stop announcing things at CES and then not do them. That's also irritating as well. Well, if you've never played Holy Diver, and I'll try to get some screenshots, some video capture to throw up on the screen here. But a lot of people compare it to Castlevania, and I don't think that's fair. Castlevania is a really solid series. Not that Holy Diver is bad, but Holy Diver, to me, is its own thing. It's an action platformer, yes, and it's, you know, and there's monsters and demons and whatnot that's going on, but it's a very, to me, it's a very different game. The game runs a little bit more sluggish. It is unforgiving, so I think that's why people compare it to Castlevania. But Castlevania was a bit more polished as a series. The original NES Castlevania games, even Castlevania 2, with all its quirks, handles a little bit better than Holy Diver. That's not to say that Holy Diver isn't a fun game, that it's a great game to have in your collection, and it's worth picking this up if you've been wanting to get a hold of Holy Diver and add it to your collection. It's definitely worth picking up to get. But as far as calling it you know, this was a game that should have been Castlevania, I don't know. It plays differently than Castlevania. It doesn't exactly feel like a Castlevania game. So I just kind of wanted to squash that a little bit. But I love irem. I love irem properties. I hope that I can eventually pick up the R-Type and R-Type 3 cartridge that they have for Super Nintendo. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this, other than the delay, and other than if they could cut all the extra stuff out and make it a $30 package. I think people like me would be a bit more appreciative of it. I don't know if I need the pens and the books and the stickers. So $60, I'm not too upset that I've spent on this. It's nice to have a box, and I've got an even better box, and so that's kind of cool. But I think I would have liked to have seen this released for $30 or maybe $45 and had just the game, the manual, and the box. And I would have been a happy camper with that. So that being said, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next Retro Reprise. If you like this video, make sure you do that like, comment, subscribe thing, and click the bell for notifications. I'll see you later.